with this fight for the rest of your life. And depending on good, evil, this is the rest of my team. They train with me. Some of them fight in the EMP. If you don't know what that is, that's Empire of Medieval Pursuits. We dress in armor, somewhat period, and we hit each other with sticks. It's a great time. It's a load of fun. And you know what? Give it a try. SCA, Society of Creative Anachronism. If you want to go more period and learn a little bit, there are people that know. It's just like anything. You can go to school and you have different teachers, right? But not all of them are knowledgeable in their field. You know, you go to a typical public high school, your teacher might not even know, English. But she knows nothing, she knows everything about math, right? She's a math teacher. All right? When we teach, we're passing down knowledge, whether it's wrong, right, or indifferent. It doesn't matter. We're still passing down. We're still making an impact. We're still making a footprint. Even as we breathe now, we're making an imprint. And whether it's positive or negative, it's for you to decide. And you should always treat people with respect. That's the number one basis you're going to get out of here. Because you know what? If you don't respect somebody, you don't trust somebody, you can't train with them. You just can't. Why? Sir, I'm going to use you as an example. I'm not picking on you. I'm just going to use you. If I told you right now to get up here, I threw some sticks in your hand, and I threw some sticks in my hand, and I said, we're going to do a form. Would you trust me? Right, and that's for you to decide, right? Because he just doesn't know me. He doesn't know what I can do. And that's perfectly fine. The problem we all get into is if I wanted to, I can continue belittling this. Oh, well, why don't you want to do it? I can start bringing him down and breaking him down. And that's not right to do, right? Because he's a free person. We're all individuals. We all have freedoms. We have people who have died for our freedoms. My sensei was one of those people. And there's still people to this day that are losing limbs, that are fighting for our freedoms. And we're abusing them. These men laid down their lives. Their family mourned for them. And as an American, we should too. And we should respect that they laid down their life for a thought, a dream, that we all can live free. And somebody could say no. And not be persecuted for that. And not put down for that. But yeah, we all do it, right? We're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. If you say you're not, you're lying to yourself. And if you're just going to lie to yourself about that, you're going to continue lying to yourself about other things. And it's a constant road. You know, they talk about drugs. You know, you have your gateway drugs. Careful. Gateway drugs. That's not true. It's us. It's not the drug. It's not the gun. It's not the bullet. It is us. We take that moment to go into our mind, our body, and soul. And we make a judgment call that, hey, we're going to do this, whether it's right or wrong. And thankfully, we have laws for this. So I'm going to bring these guys up, and we're going to do a little Eskrima, some Tai Chi Chuan, show you what it looks like in our area. You want to move down the chairs?
Some way we can get these tables removed?
Yeah, we're working on it.
Actually,
You want to move some of the chairs? Do you guys mind?
just so you guys can get a better view and we don't have to unhook all this equipment.
Sorry, bear with us. I know we should have came earlier and got set. But any questions so far? About me? About the form? Me personally, I teach all the way up in Arlington. If you want to come down, I teach for free. You want to learn, I'll teach you. But do remember, if you have bad manners and you're a punk, I have the right to tell you to leave. Because I'm not charging you. That's the thing is, when people start charging, it's kind of hard to say, hey, you know what, you're a bad guy, you're not changing or growing here, you got to go. But you're like, hey, I already paid, right? And that's your right. You paid this man for a service, and he should deliver. But I don't charge. So I'm just saying, if you want to come, you want to learn, you're respectful, you're kind, I'll continue teaching you. Like any martial art, like anything, it can be used for good or bad. It's for the individual to decide. And that's what we as a society are forgetting, is we try to censor what our kids see or what the next generation will see. By censoring it, we've done nothing but change it and lied to ourselves and others. You've got to constantly, you've got to get out there, you've got to know what's going on. You've got to understand that right now, we are some of the biggest followers in history. There are so many of us that are so willing to go with, all right, this is popular, this is cool, let's do this. It's safe, it's sound, there's nothing wrong with it. All right, you want to continue living your life like that, fine. That's your choice. That's the whole thing, is it's your choice as an individual. It's not because your mom, not because your dad. Yes, they played a part in this. They play on the mental psyche of you and how you perceive your world. from little details that we don't think nothing of, that we do every day. Profanity, right? Most people don't like profanity, right? Well, if I was to just go off and give you a list of words and I stopped, I made a pause for you to insert a word, how many here people will think it's dirty? No? I can bet you that most of you will think if I started going off the handle right there, you can insert a word. And I said nothing. I gave maybe an indication of the first letter, and you can fill in the blank. Why? Because we know this. We know habits. We're very good at it. We love habits. You get into a great routine, you continue with it. And just like martial arts, that routine can become part of everyday life. You guys ready? Because I'm just rambling up here. Just cut me off, man. You got no music? What's up? That's fine. That works for me. Sweet. So guess what? You guys get to hear me talk more. They're going to take it off. You know, I'm not a very big guy, and even for a small child, the stick form, the Filipinos teach them as early as your kid's there. And there's reasons for that. It teaches them discipline. And you know what? When your buddy hits your hand, you don't want to train with him as much anymore. And it teaches you to pick your friends. So you guys want to go through stick one, pattern one? Or Tai Chi Chuan. Awesome. So Tai Chi Chuan, young lady here is going to lead. We always choose to go a different direction. Why? Because in a street fight, that's what this form is for. It's for street fight. It just so happens that you get healthy while doing it. You guys want to just go ahead and go through it? And so the first one is roll the ball. You imagine a ball's in front of you and you're rolling it. You're cheating, if you must. You roll it twice and then you step out. This is to get you, you want to be comfortable, you want to be a shoulder length. This whole thing is not to overextend the body. You're building it up. And yes, it looks all just nice and fluid, but you know what? It all has a purpose, whether it be for health or during a street fight. This is where you roll them off. Come back. This is lady plays loot. Single whip. It's an arm break. You come through. Lady plays loot again. Shoulder strike. That one. Get low enough, you can knock anybody off their feet. It's about body mechanics. You start diving deeper into the form, you start learning more about it. Start learning more about yourself. Tai Chi is great because you know what? You can spend a lifetime, and I mean a lifetime, trying to master it, but it does you no good. Because it can be your kids and their kids just wasting their lives trying to master this form. Come off, roll again. The whole point is to keep you healthy and keep you safe. And also it works tendons. You're not really noticing Tai Chi will not pay off if you're trying to lose weight. I'm guaranteeing you that. Why? Because it's all internal. Your tendons are strong. And you're not going to see that result. But I guarantee you, you try something one day and you strain your muscles, pick up Tai Chi. That same move that you've done maybe a week ago, no strainers. You can get low, you can get hard, you can get soft. It doesn't matter. This form is for you to decide. Picture it as air. You can add whatever you want to it. Stork pulls wings, temple strike. I'm not listing off all the form names for a lot of reasons. Some of them are self-explanatory, and I want you to see what they do. I want you to see what the form does. This is very crucial, because really it looks like nothing. You know, you've got people, old people at the park doing it. You know, they may be modifying it, maybe focusing more on health than more of the fighting form. You lose a lot if you don't do it as a fighting form. This is a double slap, strike over the head. This is a kick and then a hip kick. You learn a lot that simple people can do great things. Take a little 9-year-old girl, maybe all of 3 feet tall, monkey steals peaches, that one's always very handy. Push him off, kick the shin, hit him over the head again, snake coils down. Not a lot to the form, right? Looks a little goofy, a little weird, but you start taking it apart. You guys want to do applications? Yeah. All right, so these are some of the applications you can do. You want me down there? No? No? Cool. All right, so the first one, imagine yourself as a young girl. Our guy here, too tall. It's about 6 something. She's all of 5 nothing. He grabs her. Maybe she's at a party or whatever. She needs to let go. All she really did was drop her body, turn her hips. Real slow, one more time. Watch her. She comes down, she drops her body, which causes him to go down with her. She finds a small gap and then pushes. And then all she's got to do is straighten the leg. It's crazy how little effort it takes to knock somebody off their center of gravity. What's the next one? Oh. So, I'm going to get down here. This one, in the form of pulse the monkey. You'll see us do this. Okay? Well, if he goes to grab me, there's a nice little tendon here. And you can hold me real strong, but hit that. That causes him to let go. It's crazy. It's just body mechanics. The way we're plumbing. Ready? You're going to hold me tight? And I can get my arm out. Now I got a fist and I can hit him with it. And I'm holding him. Right? See it? I don't hit him. He can have all that. As soon as I hit him right there, boom, he lets go. It's the way your hands are designed. You got your fingers and this. Pretty easy to make, right? Great. Solid for the most part. There's a small little hole in there that you don't see. And sometimes you make, that hole is all you need to get out of anybody's grip. It also works great with a stick. You get a stick real quick. Alright, he's a big guy. I hold my stick like this. Go ahead. And he can't take it out. And I'm a little guy. Alright, and this works for anybody. Small child, and guaranteed the child will go with the stick and go just kind of hang it. But you're strong. And you don't realize how strong you are until you actually give this a go. No problem. But you know what? I turn my finger like this, he takes another stick and he hits it, it'll come right out. No problem. Just breaks it. So, continue guys. What's next? Sorry, I don't want to rant on too long. I don't want to take all your guys' time. Cover the monkey. This one's great. So let's just say Jared has had a lot to drink. And Christina here is just a girl, and she's at the same party, and she's just trying to have a good time. He goes to grab at her. She covers the monkey, walks into him, and again, using the hips, she can just push him away. Tai Chi's great. You have the choice to destroy your opponent or just push him away. You don't have to hurt them. What if they're your friend? What if he's just drunk? Maybe he's just being stupid, and you don't want to hurt him, and you can just throw him away. So one more time. He comes in, she goes under the head, and then pushes with her next strike. This is where you modify the form for what you need it. Boom. And she could just go right to it. All right, which one? Oh, you guys want to do ponytail or? We're gonna do thread the needle. This one's great. This one gets you into trouble, but this one's awesome. So, Two Toe's gonna grab her, Amber. Bam, he got her. What does she do? Well, she takes her hand, drops it down, and as she comes up, she twists and turns. There's a reason for that. If she just comes straight up, she doesn't have the chance of hitting him, and she doesn't turn his body. By turning that wrist and pulling that elbow up, she turns his body. Again, it's all body mechanics. Boom. It doesn't take very much at all. And if we do this at speed, we'll be all over the place. All right? So you're going to have to take our word for it. That's what you have to... Yeah. You guys want to do Partying Wild Horses Maine? All right. Yeah, let's do that one. This one's great. So Partying Wild Horses Maine. I shouldn't do this, because this is stupid. I'm a little guy, he's a big guy, and I'm going to attack him. All right? But I'm his friend, right? Okay. And he's going to let me down gently. So I'm going to go in to grab him. He's going to put his arm. So he's going to put his arm across my chest. This is great. He steps in back here, and he turns. So if he turns to hit, done at speed, now let's move right up here, because then I can get him up here. So, I'm going to go to grab him. He's going to throw me that way. So here I go, grab. Whoop, whoop. I know, but I don't want to fall that close. We did this at home, and to do a tiger fall, I kind of do it, and I don't like the heat on my head. So, another good one if you're ladies or guys who have ponytails. Say you get in an argument with your significant other, she grabs your hair. What do? You grab, under, and push. It's almost like Partying Wild Horses Maine. And at this point, he can throw her to the ground, he tucks her head under, and she can just roll on her back, and fight's done, right? Well, no, grab her hair. I like this one. Grab her hair. So he goes to grab her hair back to teach her a lesson, right? She does the same thing. She's like, yeah, man, if he can do it, I can do it. You can actually grab pant legs. It's very, very quick, very focused. Ready? Down, up, And all you're really doing is you're turning the body. You're basically turning his hand back towards him. So you're basically doing this. And none of us really like that position. It's really hard to keep a fist and something back here. You're breaking the body down. The body's not designed to go up or down. In a lot of Tai Chi, we teach you to punch and hit down or up. Why? Because you'll knock your center of gravity off, and no matter how big you are, it hurts. What's our last one? That's it? All right, let's do sticks. Filipino stick fighting. This is great. Always done in pairs. This is where you start trusting each other. You start building trust. We're going to go a little slow, and then we're going to show you what it looks about 3/4 speed. So it's very simple, very easy. You're hitting the head and the knees. Simple pattern, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very easy to pick up, and anybody can pick up a stick. All right, let's move into a 3/4 speed. So going fast, and after you got the form down, and trust me, there will be mistakes, because we're all learning and growing, correct? The biggest thing they're trying not to do is hit each other. This is how you know you can train with somebody. All right, you guys are good. I need you guys to have some energy. But this is good. They're trying not to hit each other. That's the idea. I don't want to hurt my buddy and have him not train with me again. I'd rather miss him. This is form 2. What's great about this is it teaches you to cock your weapon. Go with it. As you uncoil, you release power to the head and knee. This is a double strike. All right, let's see it at 3/4. It's great. These forms, there's about 5 of them that we know and that we teach. And they're great. The more you learn about your weapons and your form, good. The more you would grow as a person. The reason I am here is because I'm tapped out. I need to teach somebody new. And you people are the best that I can come up with. You are the everyday people. This is what people like you need. Ready? 3. This one's great. It teaches you to look back. For 1 second, you look back. There's not a lot going to change in a second. If somebody's behind her, she should be able to tell me how many fingers she's holding up. She's taking a quick picture. Thank you. At 3/4. All right, good. As you see, it can be done very quick. And I don't care if they're missing. You know why? Because I'd rather have them miss and not hit each other. 4. 4 is great. It teaches you about abanico. So you go 1, 2, around the head, strike. You're letting your body coil itself and cock the weapon for you. All right, good. Just a lot you can learn, and it's great. It's a great way to just get out and interact with people. All right, here we go. There's a lot of just nuances that you pick up as you study the form. And everybody has a different way they do it. All right, we're good. 5. This is perhaps one of the most, if you're going to learn the form, 1 and 5 are the 2 you're going to pick up quickest. So it starts off just like 1, then it double strikes. Teaches you to hit 2 targets at one time. But it also breaks up the rhythm. Your heart starts getting used to that constant pattern. Breaks it up. All right, good. Thank you. And again, about 3/4 speed. All right, thank you. Thank you. Stop beating on him. All right. Any questions about the stick form? None? All right, well, moving on then. Yeah, do short northern. So here's another Chinese form that we were taught. It's called short northern. Most of these things have been taught to us, and our sensei chopped up the best things he found would benefit you and help you grow in your form. If you look at our Tai Chi Chuan and you actually come by and you study it, you'll find out that almost every major martial art has some form of Tai Chi Chuan in there. The principles are the same. The movements, not so much, but the principles are the same. You want to move your body and you want to take down somebody else's. The best place, seems ridiculous, but it's the dough. It's about the center point of your body, and it's right between your hips. Short northern. All right, at your leisure, sir. come up, block the staff, hit him over the head, push him away. Cut. Notice that these cuts are at a 45. There's a good reason for that. When you're cutting somebody up, there's less to go through. I know it's kind of gruesome, but if you're in war, you want him to go down quick, right? You don't want him to suffer? Yeah, we'll take him out pretty good. This will guarantee you at least somewhat quicker death than the monks who used to just beat them with staffs and just walk away. Yeah. So, we would show you staff, but it's kind of tight and it's kind of a big form. We're also going to do some fighting with shinais. The armor we are using, most of it can be used in the EMP or SCA or ROC. These are all people who put on events that try to be period to their time frame. And yes, you know, just like going here. You're trying to be your character. You're trying to persuade be somebody else. And that's what these events are for. You don't have to be hardcore about it. I'm talking while they're armoring up. You don't have to be hardcore about it, but there are some hardcore people out there. But just like anything, me personally, try to discourage against people putting people down. Because you put them down, they don't want to come back. And I make knives. That's how I make my living, by the way. Like I said, I don't charge for what I'm teaching you guys. I don't. That's when they asked me to come down here and do this for free, I said, cool, great. Because you guys already paid your money to come in here, and I don't got to lose any money, and I get to give you guys knowledge. Whether you take it away and use it, come up to me, ask me to train you, that's your choice. At the end, it's all you guys. And we should all be aware of that. It's our decision. Yes, society, yes, but... Oh, yeah? All right, so we're going to do some movie fighting since we only have about 15 minutes. We take you through some real fighting. Real fighting and movie fighting, there's a big difference. Huge. Anybody who tells you differently, they're a little crazy. Movie fighting, we're not trying to actually attack the person. We're attacking the weapon. So that means I'm going to throw wide, I'm going to cock my weapon, I'm going to make it sure it's broad. And in movies, it's great because they're practicing over and over and over and over. Any good script, it's done over and over and over. And then sorry, I have a brother who's in Hollywood. He does stuff like this, and it's quite funny because sometimes they'll be like, all right, just go. Just do whatever you want. Don't even mind the cameras. And they'll roll the cameras, and sometimes that's the best footage because they are not worried about the camera. They're worried just about the screenplay or the act that they prepared. So we're going to do some lightsaber stuff. I know. We can do some shinai if you guys would like to. All right, lightsabers or shinai because I got both. Anybody? Don't care? Reference? Huh? Shinai because they make more noise? Yeah, they pop. You gotta love that pop, right? All right. This one. Yeah, this is great. So, this one is nice. It's been modified. And we won't be thrusting with it. A lot of reason for that because, well, most of us aren't covering our eyes. Thrusting is a great thing. Fencing is famous for thrusting. You know what I'm saying? You can still cut with the blade, but thrusting was the main way to go out. So we won't be thrusting with this, but we'll be hitting each other. It takes me nothing to armor up. In fact, my armor is made of pickle barrel. And in the ROC, EMP, SCA, this is considered legal armor. Okay? It's not perioded. I don't look like a freaking knight. I'm sorry. All right? It's not all shiny, but it's a piece. Because I believe that I'm a pacifist. Really? It doesn't seem like it, but I don't believe in violence. I don't. I don't believe that we should take each other and have to beat each other up to prove a point. Some people there is. There is just some people that over and over and over again, no matter how often you're nice to them or what you do to them, they just don't get it. And then somebody comes by, hits them once, and they learn their lesson. It's crazy, right? You're like, I didn't want to do that. So, but in the word pacifist, you have to pass a fist every now and again. So, this is my solution. Takes me no time to get this on. Japanese style. It's quick, it's easy. And I like it because I can fight in it, and, I get hurt pretty much a lot. But what I use it for, because I'm a tiny guy, and some of these guys are about as big as too tall, and, sometimes wider. But I get over my fear. Get over my fear of having somebody attack me who wants to hurt me. Why? Because we all freeze up in that situation. Given fear, or a bear, or whatever have you, you will freeze unless you can overcome that fear. Water, heights, it doesn't matter. You have to mentally get over it. You just have to go, okay, if I'm going to die, I want to know that I lived a full life. All right? But I don't want to have to push myself to that point. So this helps me, because now I'm fighting big guys, and when I'm not in this armor, I still have that confidence. I'm like, all right, so what? You're bigger, like this guy. And if you came out of the streets going to fight me, I'm not saying you would. You're probably a nice, gentle kitten. But if you were to come at me, I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't be like, hey, this guy could hurt me. That's obvious, right? He's bigger than I am. Am I faster than him? We can give or take. We can argue all day about this. The point is, I don't have that fear. I'm not going to carry myself like a victim. And that's why people get attacked. You don't realize it, but the way you stand, we've all been told it over and over, your posture, the way you carry yourself, these are true. Because the way I'm walking now, I'm walking high. But if I started just walking this way, now it looks like I have a problem. And to a bully, to a wolf, you're prey. Because you're different. And that's not okay. Like I said, it could be physical. You could have glasses, you could be bald, you could do whatever. But you don't realize that foot just turned in a little bit. That's all it takes to incite a predator. And you're ready? All right. And I'm going to use a motorcycle helmet because we're using Chuan. So my brain, hopefully, is okay. Got my pad. And again, wearing hockey gloves. This is also semi-legal. When I fight EMP or SEA, I usually have guards, hand guards over my weapon, so I don't get hit in the hand, because it hurts a lot. So you want to just go over some stuff? Yep. All right. You notice? Quite easy. We're doing another one that's a little bit louder. All right. I'm going to do some just stick work. I'm going to block it tonight. I'm going to show you how this works. First, I want to show you that my gear is okay. Go ahead and hit me in the head. All right, give me a good one. Right here. There we go. All right. If you don't think that hurt, my ear is ringing. So you come in to help me. All right. So he's very still enough to envelop me good, right? All right. Give me a good one. My armor will protect that. It doesn't seem like a lot. It's good enough, right? Don't try this at home. Always use proper gear. I know it seems ridiculous. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but you know what? Get old and have arthritis. Or have those injuries come back on you. It does not feel good. And for most of us, young people, and I was young too, I don't know how you think on all animals, but it does build up. And you will live a long life. Trust me. Anybody who's trying to shorten their life and be like, I'm going to live hard and die young. That doesn't happen that way. No, for whatever reason, you live hard and you live a longer life. And you have to deal with those aches and pains for the rest of your life. So, if he's going to come at me, I don't want to do this because that's not going to work. If this is a stick and that's a real sword, that's not going to work. He's going to cut straight through. No problem. He's being nice, he's holding his power, which I appreciate. Stuff. So, what I'm going to do to block it is I'm going to cut the angle and come out at 45. Be away from it. Don't be where the knife is. Don't be where the sword's at. I know it seems crazy and just ludicrous. But if you are where the knife is, you're going to get cut. So avoid it. Again? Oh, you want to come across? All right. So this, I have to go into it, right? That was, we walk this stuff. No problem. You got to remember, when you're swinging a weapon, you have 2 points you want to be at. Either at the beginning or at the very end. And try to time the very end sucks. So, if I move in, I can have a little bit more power. Why? Because he has less. Body mechanics again. It's simple. What you want to do. Alright, we got please don't feel afraid to come up and just touch it. Or ask questions. If you don't ask questions, you don't learn nothing, right? Alright, well, thank you.
Are those the only stick forms you guys teach?
Yes, we teach those ones. The stream of stick form, it seems ridiculous, but the form we teach here can actually transfer over to meaning and stream of stick form. After you learn these simple patterns, really everything else is kind of like easy. I know it seems weird, and they seem basic. You'll see a lot of, you guys want to do 7 real quick? You'll see something like this. We, Prose is 7 or 6. And you can do it a little bit quicker. No, I want to do it nice and slow, sir. So it starts off kind of like 2. What we do is a kick, around the head, boom, boom, boom. Thank you. That's it. That's another stream of stick form. And, yeah. Alright, so 12 strike. This will help you for movie fighting, and it'll help you do a lot. Why? Because we're going to go nice and slow. That's the key of this exercise. And I'm going to go slow, she's going to hit, and I'm going to block. As best I can, slow down a little bit. Relax. There we go. I'm going to hit from my legs, and it teaches me how to block. So, it's working 2 ways here. It's teaching her how to attack me, and it's teaching me what I do to defend. That one's very common. Give that as you go down. We like to train people who start from type Chuan, because that's kind of the deal breaker there. If you don't have the discipline to follow the form and continue, what makes me want to teach you more? A thirsty mind is always crucial. Is the cup half full or half empty? I don't care. There's got to be room for me to pour knowledge. And you got to understand when that knowledge is given, you have to pour it out into somebody else's cup. Or you're just going to sit there. If nothing is passed down to our younger generation, such as the trees or habitat, we have nothing left. And what's left for our planet? What? Anybody here have an idea what the future may hold? Anybody have a theory? What's our Earth going to look like in 100 years, 1,000 years? Anybody know? I can give you one. We all think our planet's going to die, and we're all going to leave this rock. Our imprint's not going to matter. That's a very common one. And you've all heard it. Everybody's heard that theory at least once in their life. There's going to be nothing left for our planet, nothing for our children. And that's true. If we all don't care, and we all don't do something, that is going to be our future. If none of us just rise up and say no, and it has to be a lot of us. We're like an ant colony. An individual on ant doesn't do much. But a colony of ants can move mountains. It's cheesy to say, it's cheesy to hear, right? But it's true. You ever watch leafcutter ants? Those guys are incredible. Take down a whole tree. Give them a long time, but they'll do it. They never stop. And that is us. So any other question before I have to be out of here? Nobody?